the importance of accountability. So we know that word, we've heard that word, we've had to be accountable to things. We know how it feels when people or things are accountable to us. And so we want to make sure that one of the biggest roles of a mentor is to be accountable to our mentee. We're not saying that we're going to have to be there all the time, but remember in the introduction session when I was talking about making that plan in the beginning, you have that plan of what it looks like with your mentee now. So keeping that, accountability to your mentee is so important. What are the times that you're meeting? How many times a week? What did you share? Of course you shared your number, but how often are you going to do that? Are you going to be sending out, encouraging words? And when you're going to do that, that accountability to that person, number one, establishes trust. And you can't be a good mentor without trust. We have to be able to have our mentees trust us. So being accountable means showing up. When you say you're going to show up, that's so important. And just like you want individuals to be accountable to you for things that they've said, we have to do the same thing for our mentee. Amen? So we are going to be accountable. Remember, it's reciprocated learning experience. And that's why it's important to be accountable, because we're going to learn from each other. We're going to be there to support each other through this process as well as the postpartum process. Accountability is that commitment that's needed to be taken seriously from the beginning. How you set the beginning is how you're going to end it through, go through the ending of it. So set it strong. Make sure that you have everything in place. Of course, there's going to be flexibility. We're not asking anyone to micromanage. This is not, the job part is there to make sure that we support, make sure that our mentee feels supported and has that, extra push that they may need, has that extra prayer, warrior and person that stand in a gap with them. Where 2 or 3 are called in the Lord's name, He's in the midst. So we want to make sure that our mentee feels super supported during this time. So it's going to take us to be accountable to do that. Make that plan with your mentee in the beginning and stick to that plan. Make the plan work for you, right? Stay committed to your meeting times and then hold not only your mentee accountable, but hold yourself accountable. And so we have a study guide, like I mentioned. We do have our resources here, and we're going to have them all provided for you. One of the resources that I'm going to be using during this session is a book from Dr. Darius Daniels on relational intelligence. Amazing book. I highly recommend that you get it. And he talks about the importance of, what the mentor, he calls an advisor in here. And so knowing that role, and I'm just going to read a little section from his book about what that advisor or that mentor does. And I believe it's important that we get this demonstration or illustration as to what that mentor or advisor is. The guidance of an advisor. Having an advisor means that the assignment is able to receive the benefits of someone's experiences. So the assignment is the mentee, right? So having that mentee be able to receive the benefits of someone's experience, education, and exposure without paying the price that the mentor had to pay to get it. It also means that the mentee is the beneficiary of not just the price, but the pain paid by that person. Mentors, we've gone through some things, right? And we don't want that same load on our mentees. If we can help them and ease the load for that, it's our due diligence. It's what we've been called to do as children of the Most High. And so we're in leadership position, and we have to make sure that our mentee is able to receive what we have, but not at the same cost. We don't want them to have that cost. Ooh, we don't want them to have that cost. Our mentees get the lessons without the pain. They get the wisdom without the weeping. They get the perspective without the problems. And the mentor must be willing to accept the lopsided reciprocity of this. And that's what it is. It's not always going to be even. As I said, we'll give and we'll receive, but we'll be doing more of the giving. We want to make sure that our mentee is able to get that wisdom that we have received through what we've gone through the godly wisdom that we receive from our mentors. Remember what I said in the beginning. It'll always help us to reflect on what we've received and what we can give, and then our own lived experiences and how the Lord has brought us through. We need to be able to pass that on to our mentees. So yes, it's a commitment and it's accountability. And so we want to make sure that you accept this accountability and that you continue with it throughout the whole process of the spiritual midlife course.